Oh, hello, mate. How you doing?
Very well, Alex. Go on, mate. What do you want to say?
Good. I just my point of view. I'm happy for him to stay on, to be honest. Just because, like, from the perspective that 10, 15 years ago when we were getting, weren't qualifying for Euros, we were getting knocked out in group stages of World Cups. If someone had said to us then, in the next 10 years we'll get a semi-final, we'll get a final, we'll get a quarter-final, we would have bitten their hands off. So he's definitely improved us, and I just think we just give him another little chance.
Mate. I don't understand this. Where we got to a semi-final, we didn't win anything. There's no trophy.
No, we didn't. We didn't win anything. You're right, we didn't. But look, McLaren, we didn't even qualify for that. 2014 in Brazil, we didn't get out of the groups. It's progression, isn't it? We're not entitled to win any of these tournaments. There's 32 teams every 2 to 4 years, and why should we be entitled to be the one to win it every year?
No. We're not entitled to it. But he's had 3 goes at it, and he's failed every time.
3 goes at it, and he's failed every time, but he's done better than anyone in the last since 1966, since all of us were before we were born. So I just think we just give him a bit of the benefit of the doubt. We have made progress. We've got a great group of young players there, really good talents, and he knows those talents. And they know him. Do you
believe that somebody else could get a better tune out of him?
Possibly, but that's how.
Do you want to risk it?
String,
do you want to have a go for it? Do you want to try?
I'd give him one more. I would. I think he deserves one more chance just to get. Just
but that's
give
a
him
waste.
The Euros.
So we give him another chance, and then we comes up against, we get out of the group stage, then we get knocked out in the quarters. Now that's another major tournament gone to waste that someone could have had 18 months building this team up again and maybe even winning it, and then having a great foundation to go in the World Cup. It's giving another chance. It's just like wasting. We know what the outcome is going to be. We've had 3
caps here. You don't know what the outcome's going to be. How look at the teams. Brazil think they're entitled to win it every 4 years. They haven't won it since 2002.
Yeah, I know, but they're entitled because they've won the World Cup 5 times.
Listen, every single England fan that I spoke to in the build-up to this World Cup, when they were looking at the way that this World Cup could play out, when England will get to quarterfinals, they'll meet France and they get knocked out. Every single one of them said the same thing.
This is it. But that's football, though, isn't it? That's just what happens. We're all entitled to our opinions, and we're passionate about it. And we'd all love to see it happen, but I just think I've loved watching England for the last 3 tournaments. I've fallen in love with watching this England team. You look forward to it. When Iceland knocked us out in 2016, how many people just said, "Oh, I give up."
Yeah, fair.
This, we just how many people fell out of love with it. It was all about your clubs. Didn't care about England, whether they were friendlies, whatever. But now there's excitement building up to every tournament. There's all this. Passion back with the England team, and we love them. We've got so much access to all these players and their lives, and and all the good stuff they do as well. Look at the stuff Jack Grealish has done with these kids, and it's brilliant and it's great, and it's just one love for this whole team. And I just think give them one more crack, see what happens, and then get Guardiola in. Done.
Is the right answer, Alex. Tim, how are you?
Hello, am I on?
Yeah,
Hello,
you're
Tim.
on, Tim. What do you want to say, mate?
I just want to see how gutted I am, to be honest.
Go on.
Absolutely gutted. I think you should have gone after the Croatia semi-final, if I'm honest. I think that was unforgivable. Like Jermaine said earlier.
I think maybe the Croatia one would have been slightly harsh. What I find baffling here, Tim, is that a contract extension was given after the Croatia. Obviously, we failed with Croatia. Then we get to the final with Italy. We failed there, and evidently the improvements were not made going into that second tournament. And then a contract extension was then given as a reward for that failure, for not growing in effect. And now we find ourselves in this situation where there's 18 months, 2 years left on a contract, of which I'm not surprised he's going to see out, and I'm not surprised the FA aren't going to try and can it.
Yeah, I'm just baffled by it. Again, that Italy final, again, second-rate Italian team, probably the worst they've ever had. And we just looked, the first half an hour, we're on top. Mancini makes a couple of changes. Then all of a sudden, they're on top. And you're thinking, hang on, what's happening here? We're basically second best.
At home.
Yeah.
In front of our fans at Wembley, mate. We had the advantages. We had all the advantages.
Yeah, and, they were probably about as good as, I don't know, I'd say Burnley, for example. And we couldn't. Southgate had no answer.
Bit harsh on the birthday there, mate. You know what I mean?
But Southgate had absolutely no answer. He didn't have a clue what to do, and I just feel he's completely out of his depth. Totally out of his depth.
I think
the choir here, I think
he's got a great point, and I said all along
that's what the problem is. The contract extension after that game, the difficulty thing is now is that we're in a situation where people will look at this World Cup and the way that we played against France. And the general consensus, and I'm one of those people that will sit here and go, we were unlucky. We were on top for large percentages of that game. When France did score their goal with Giroud, when you actually analyse that particular moment, if you were going to say, right, one of these teams are going to score it next 5 minutes, who's it going to be? You would have probably picked England because of the way that we were playing. But that's not where the problem is. The problem is the reward of the failure after the Italy game, because the contract extension comes from there. And now we find ourselves in a situation where it's been rewarded to 2024. So what's Gareth Southgate going to do? He's not going to go, should I walk away now? We're on a bit of a high now, actually. We're doing okay. You know what I mean? But, we're nearly there. That would be the general consensus from a lot of fans. But the truth is, you've had 3 tournaments, and every single time we've come up against somebody that could beat us, they've beaten us. Yeah. Every single time.
Yeah. And like I said, we came up against a weakened French team. And we were the better team. So why is it that we always getting punished?
France didn't play well. They beat us.
But they managed to win the game.